Yeah.
Mhm.
We are the catalyst. Here's a quote that I really love. When it comes to leadership qualities, women appear to be stronger than men in most areas. So why
Mhm.
are we afraid to make bold choices and big goals?
Mhm.
Even if you don't reach it in the end, pursuing a big, gorgeous goal pushes you to new heights and
Mhm.
changes your life.
Yeah.
That I love that quote so much. From that quote, I want to ask you, what do you believe holds women back the most? Do you think it's self-doubt? Do you think it's social conditioning or something else entirely? What do you think?
Well, somebody I know said something once and it really landed with me, right? So, um it's that I think we're navigating in a world we didn't build. Like this world was built by men
Yeah.
and they built it how they wanted it. And I'm
Hmm.
paraphrasing somebody that I know who explained it in this way and it landed with me a lot. So we think differently. Women are a little bit different, right? If we
Yeah.
had built this world, it would be tailored exactly to us.
Yeah.
And so but it isn't. So we're navigating in this world. And I think, there's a lot of tension for all the hats that we wear. We're caregivers, we're mothers, we're CEOs, we're business people, we're like all, we might be looking after our parents or our in-laws or other people, our neighbors. And so that caregiving role sometimes doesn't extend to ourselves.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I think that the ultimate act of self-care is chasing big things in your life that you really want.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think we look at it that way.
I know. Yeah. Even talking to some of the women who I know who have
Yeah.
just great ideas. Um, yeah, a lot of the conditioning from patriarchy that has to be deconstructed in order
Yeah.
for us to take what comes out of us seriously. So I definitely understand that.
Right? Yeah.
Um, the last part of that quote you said, even if you don't reach it in the end,
Mhm.
pursuing a big, gorgeous goal pushes you to new heights and changes your life. Why do you think the journey itself of pursuing a massive goal is more transformative than actually achieving the goal itself?
I think it has to do with that, like pushing yourself outside of what is comfortable.
Yeah.
So if you set a goal that is like, I am a fan of to-do lists and SMART goals
I
as
am
as mechanisms
too. Yeah.
to get you to your big goal. But
Yeah.
if you only set goals that are accomplished by being smart, specific, measurable, achievable,
Achievable
relevant, and
and
time
time.
bound, that's
Yeah.
what SMART
That's
stands
what smart
for,
means. Yeah. Yeah.
right? And those goals are highly measurable.
Yeah.
But if you only chase goals like that, you're not really pushing on the edges of what's comfortable.
Right.
And so you can become sort of small in your thinking. And this is why I think it's worth pursuing big, gorgeous goals. Now, after you get the really, really big goal, you might have a smart goal that helps you move towards it. So I'm
Right.
not saying they're not useful in some way, but it's kind of like going a to do list goal, a smart goal, a big, gorgeous goal. I suggest big, gorgeous goal, drive it down to
Drive it
how you
down.
could chunk it down to achieve it.
I agree with that.
Yeah, because I think if you don't get up to the highest level and think of the biggest thing you want, you're going to get stuck in this middle ground.
Right.
And it's why I think that's where the juiciness is. It's between these goals that you can ultimately do and these big gorgeous goals that feel super squishy, scary, all those things.
Yeah.
That zone there is where you grow and learn and become different.
Yeah.
And so it's that like reach for the stars but land on the moon. Huh. But
I
you
love
if
that.
you had never decided to get to the moon, you would have maybe hit the clouds.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of an analogy to me is reach for the stars, land on the moon, but if you did just that smart goal, smart goal, smart goal, smart goal, you're still down here, right?
Right.
And so you want to try and get into that zone where you see some growth. And
Right.
then you set a bigger goal for next time, or you learn something important about the path you thought you were going to go on. and the path you actually should be on and where you want to be, right?
I know. Yeah, I know about
Because I
that.
also think like there's 0 point in setting a huge life goal. I mean, you hear the stories of people who are like, I had this goal, I had it since I was 12 years old. And when I got there, I felt nothing.
Yeah, felt
And
empty.
you have to have a system and a method to say, am I still on the right track? Is this still where I'm going? Have I really learned that I don't want to go there?
Right,
Because there, to me, there's no point in investing your best like energy, time, growth into something that you no longer want.
right,
So there's a fine line because you can also say, well, I no longer want it. And secretly you're like, because I'm too scared to go get it. So there's a
right,
fine line of calibration there. But I think it's really important to make sure that what you're driving after is what you really want.
right. And you know what, too, Julie? I love that you said that because throughout all the books and throughout just listening to people, one thing that we definitely have to have on this journey is
Mhm.
self honesty.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Self honesty. Like we have to be able to face ourselves, hold our feet to the fire, and hold our
You
feet to the
do.
fire of truth too.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to end up in your 50s or in your 60s knowing that you spent 10 years striving for something that you didn't really want but everybody expected you to want or
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
expected you to continue, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So